everyone, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. I was talking the other day on my daily card reading on Periscope and on my YouTube channel. You've probably seen those before if you are here watching this. I was talking about the Astro Moon Diary that I use. So I promised I would do just a really quick little flick through, little review. This is not a all-encompassing review of the book, of the diary, but it's just a little idea of it. I love this diary. I've had it now I get it each year. Probably had it for the last 3 years. It is a really, really lovely diary to use. So it is published by astrocow.co.uk. That's their website. And it's a lunar, astrological and pagan diary. So it includes your weekly diary, so you can put your days in. It's got the moon phases, it's got the times of the different phases of the moon, it's got sun sign forecasts, so it talks about your sun sign, whatever your astrological sun sign is. It will give you a forecast for that month. It does a planetary forecast for each month. It has solstice and equinox charts. It talks about the planets that you can see in the night sky, sun and moon rises and times of rises and set times, eclipses, pagan festivals and changing seasons, lunar grids, all of that kind of stuff, daily aspects and void of course information, retrograde tables, and it has a full ephemeris. I'm not sure if that's the right way to pronounce it. Basically, that's the table that says where the planets are in the sky at any given time. So if you're working with astrology, that's really useful information. So you've got this lovely smooth matte cover, beautiful illustration. It's got like a flip cover on it this time. It had like just a spiral bound cover before, but it now has this flip cover which opens up and it's got like a little pocket that you can put notes in there. Like if you're going to write a letter to the universe, might be quite a nice place to put that in there if you're writing a wish and moon letter. So within the diary you have like a little welcome note. It talks about what the diary does and who's involved in it. Really lovely. And then it goes on to talk about 2018, the year ahead. This is like an astrological overview of what's happening with the planets this year. So you can have a little read of that. And then it goes on to talk about the eclipses in 2018, solar and lunar eclipses. I think there are 2 eclipses of the moon and 3 partial eclipses of the sun this year. So it tells you all about that. Then talks about the actual aspects of Saturn going into Capricorn in 2018 and what that might mean for us all. So that's a really interesting piece of reading. This is goes on to talk about the moon cycles and what they all are. So if you want to know a little bit more about the moon, you can find out there as well. I've read a book by Yolanda. I will write it down in the description below because I think it's Yolande Boland, which is all about the moon. So it's Moonology it's called. That is a lovely book, so I'll put a link to that down below. It talks about your new moon wishes, which has section 4. And some tips there on new moon wishes. I do have a video about using the new moon for your wishes, so I'll link that at the end of this video. Sorry, just needed a swig of tea. So there's your tips for your new moon wishes, and then it gives you a description of all the different signs and symbols used in the diary, all the astrological symbols, all the details of the astrology, all of the different symbology that they use to let you know basically what's going on, all the different signs for all the planets, different aspects. So whether you're trine, whether you're square, I'm not an astrologer, but I know a little bit about it, and I'm in the middle of doing an astrology course at the moment, so this is very useful for me. All the different signs and different symbols for your astrology signs. Then it gives you a section on how to use the diary, and it talks about, you know, what all the different things and all the different things mean, and the cycles of the month in the moon. So it tells you all about that. Then it gives you a little bit of information about the different solstices. So the winter solstice is where we start the diary, and then it gives you a little bit about Capricorn, which is where we start the year. It's not where the astrology year starts. The astrological year starts with Aries, but that doesn't come along until end of March. So if we're using it as a calendar year, we start in Capricorn. So it gives you a little bit of information about Capricorn's year ahead, and then we go on to talk about what's happening in the month, what's happening in the night sky, so where the planets are, what you might be able to see if you go outside and get your binoculars out. And then it gives you details about supermoons and the tides, masses and masses of information. Really, really beautiful, useful diary. If you like your astrology, fabulous. Honestly, you really can't go wrong with it. I love it. So there's your section where you would write your wishes. I'm not going to show you what mine were. And then we go on to, it gives you like a little thing that you can mark your pages, and you can then go on through. It talks about Aquarius and different parts of the year, different pagan festivals, beautiful illustrations. Lovely. See, this is a space where you write your new moon wishes. Haven't written those ones yet because they're for February. Goes on to talk about Pisces, what's happening at that month. So loads and loads of really beautiful illustrations. I'll flick through the rest because month by month it's similar, but you can see the illustrations are lovely. Talks about the equinox, all the different things that are going on. So just to show you, I'll flick through quickly because rather than go through it all. It does have things like some star maps and just beautiful, really, really beautiful, useful little book. So you can write down all your bits and pieces that you want to note down. This is the moon phases. You can have a look at to see where your moon is all full. They do a calendar as well that you can hang up. I had that last year, but as it all comes with this diary, I didn't get the calendar this year because it all comes in here. This is the ephemeris, which tells you where all the different planets are and what degrees they are, and loads and loads of detail. Won't go into all of that because it's real in-depth astrology stuff about whereabouts all the planets are. There's your nice little notes section, so you can write down any notes that you want to. Just beautiful, lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Okay, so I would highly recommend this diary because you can just use it to write down your appointments and use it purely for that, and that's absolutely fine. It's fantastic. You can just write down all your bits and pieces, all your appointments, all the rest, whatever you want to write down. It's a really lovely book, but it also has so much information in it. It honestly is packed with astrological goodies and stuff about the moon and really useful things. So I highly, highly recommend it. It does have some little bits of information about where the moon is and kind of monthly information. If anybody would be interested in me putting up a video each month that kind of goes into that a little bit and does maybe a little card reading for the month and looks at where the planets might be and the moon phases might be and what's happening sort of astrologically in that month, I'm more than happy to do that. If I might just do that next month anyway, just to see if there's an interest in it. I'm kind of learning as I go along, so you'd be kind of learning with me, really. It'd be quite a nice little project to do. If anybody would be interested, or if you think it's a really terrible idea, please let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. I think I might give that a try and see how successful that is. I will leave that with you for now. Really, really beautiful diary. I know we're in January already. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to still get hold of it. I think I got mine through Amazon. If I can find the link, I will put it in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.